Hey y'all, Navy Sooner here. Today we're going over one of my SHTF kits. More specifically, we're going over my Scavenging kit. We're doing a tabletop of it. We're going to go through everything in my kit. There's some stuff that I don't have in it yet, some stuff that I'm going to put in it, some stuff that I have for other kits that is not necessarily needed to stay in specific kits, can be moved around. It's just not moved into this one yet. But for that being said, we're just going to go over the tabletop of my scavenging kit. First, we're going to talk about scavenging though. So when I say scavenging, I don't mean stealing. When I say scavenging, I mean like the world has ended. There are places that are uninhabited and you want to find supplies for food, water, you need tools, just going out and seeing what you can find to be able to bring back home or make a cache of everything that you have found. Now, the reason that I say uninhabited places is because I don't want to go in somewhere that someone lives in and create controversy between me and that person, or me and another group, or the group I'm in with another group, by taking their shit. Don't want to do that. I want them to be able to keep their stuff, and that's fine. And also, going into uninhabited places makes it less likely that I'll make contact with other people and need to use my firearm to be able to get myself out of any situations. I will have a firearm with me, but it's not there for being able to get into a fight. It's for getting out of a fight and protecting myself. Now, when I say scavenge, everybody thinks when you scavenge stuff, you're going to bring it all home. Well, yes, in the long run, I could bring it all home. But if I don't have enough room in my packs, or it's too heavy for me to bring back, I will probably cache it somewhere and come back later and get it, and have stuff available in other places in case I get run out of where I'd be staying during the SHTF situation. And I'm not talking about SHTF as in like Hurricane Katrina, but everything's gonna start coming back. I mean like the world has gone to shit, no rule of law, everything is fucked, and yeah. When I talk about not bringing everything back as well, you need to be able to make notes and mark places, and I'll talk about that later on. And I'll also probably make another video on what I would do for marking places and whatnot. Now, the kit will be changing, obviously, whenever the situation does occur. I'd be able to change things up to better prepare for what I've seen, or change things based on what I'm looking to find or bring back. I can get a bigger pack. I have a Marine Corps surplus Philby pack, and that thing can hold a hell of a lot. So I can either add to or take away, and yeah, so the kit is kind of fluid, not like fucking genders. All right, here we are on the tabletop. We are going to start out with the sexy part of the kit that everybody probably really cares about, which is the firearm. The firearm I am using is my 300 Blackout, my 8.5 inch 300 Blackout. The reason that I'm using that is because I would go with subsonics to be able to take out any threats like, say, dogs or other animals, or someone that might be not wanting me around, and doing it quietly without alerting anybody else. Then if there were to be something that were to go down, I could switch over to supersonics and be just fine in a firefight. I'd hope that I wouldn't get into anything like that, but that is it. I can link you to the video that I did about what I believe 300 Blackout is good for in an SHTF situation, and it talks more about this firearm here, but it is my 8.5 inch 300 Blackout. The next part of my kit that I'm going to show is my chest rig. This is a Spiritus Systems chest rig. I have some wings on it for extra stuff, and I have an abdomen pouch there. What I have here obviously is my radio to be able to contact my home or the people that I'm with. Then I have a smoke grenade here, civilian legal smoke grenade here, for if I do make contact and I need to get away. It can either conceal me or make a distraction to somebody somewhere else. Obviously these are my 300 Blackout magazines. These are for supers, not subs. I have the subs in the firearm, and then I have more subs inside my backpack in case I needed some more of those. But if I need to go with more ammo than I have on me, I have screwed up and probably won't make it back home anyways. Next, what I have is a pry bar. You can use it as, say, a crowbar on this end, small one, to be able to pry doors open. It's got a blade here and a way to be able to do some chiseling or scraping here, but for the main purpose that I have this, it is for the prying on this, but there are other tools that I can use on this for other things. It would be good for a crowbar. I could probably bring a bigger crowbar or another type of crowbar, but this is something that is light and I can carry it on me. Next, pen, Sharpie. Those are obviously for taking notes and stuff like that, or marking things. And yeah, that's why I have those. Then we'll go into my kit here. I have a notepad, Write in the Rain notepad, which Write in the Rain pen, to be able to make notes if I need to make any notes. I can also use my Sharpie for those notes. Then I have a multi-tool here. This is not a typical multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Mutt. It is designed for being able to do maintenance on firearms, but I have it mainly for the pliers, and then also I can be able to put screwdrivers, so I can put bits in it here as well, and then you can use this end as a pommel if you needed to. Next in the kit, I have a headlamp. Now this is a Nebo headlamp, and the reason that I like this one is because it's got an 18650 rechargeable battery in it, and the reason, I can have it on longer, and a big reason that I like this is if I hold down the button here, let me get it to, maybe I put the battery in backwards. The big reason that I got this one is because if I hold it down, instead of just hitting it, I go to a red light, and if I'm working in dark places or at night, a red light is better than having a white light. So that's the reason that I went with this one, because I can go directly to the red light there and have that. And that's, red light, it keeps your night vision if you are not using night vision goggles or like PVS 14s or anything like that. So that's the reason I got this. Next, I have my magnifier. This is a Vortex. It's the 3-time magnifier, and I have it not on the firearm just in case I need to be able to look at something at a long distance. I have a little bit of magnification here with this, and then if I need to put it on the firearm, I can put it onto the firearm. Then here I obviously have a IFAK in here. It's just IFAK stuff, and then I have a tourniquet here. And that really is it for my chest rig. I can add to it, take away, use different chest rig, whatever. But this is how I've got my chest rig and stuff set up for me at the current moment. All right, now we're on to the backpack part of the kit. This is actually my second time filming this, because the first time I had it cut off. So hopefully we are doing it right. And I'm actually drinking a Simply Spiked watermelon lemonade. Yes, it's girly. No, I don't give a shit. All right, so we're going to start off in the very front of the bag. What I have stuck in here, I have this Schrade knife. It's not a cheap-ass Schrade knife. This is actually a pretty nice one. I will link it down below, but it is not really for cutting much per se. It's more for prying. It's very thick spine here, and it's got a full tang. So that is the reason that I am using this knife. If I need to chop something, then I have something to be able to chop with. But the reason that I would have this in my kit, and the reason that I do have this in my kit, is because of prying. Then we go to bolt cutters. Obviously, if you are doing scavenging, you're gonna need bolt cutters to cut locks, cut fences, and remember, whoever is watching me at FBI or Fed Boys, whatever, this is in an SHTF situation. Don't freak out. This is whenever you don't even matter anymore. But yes, bolt cutters to be able to cut through locks, be able to cut through fences, whatnot, and pretty heavy. If you need to hit somebody in the head with it, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't feel very good. Now we're gonna go over here. I've got a canteen with a canteen holder. There are iodine tablets in here. There is a face paint kit here, just in case. Hopefully I wouldn't need a face paint kit for this, but I have one just in case. Now we're going to go in the center here. What I have here, this is a boo-boo kit. It's got band-aids, Neosporin, different things, tape. I've got also some kind of small medications, ibuprofen, just stuff to help out in case you have like a small cut. Because if you have a small cut in the end of the world, then your life is probably going to go to shit and die. Sorry for the cold hard facts, but if you don't have antibiotics, you don't have anything to be able to keep you alive or keep those cuts from becoming infected, then you won't be able to keep yourself alive in the long run. I have another IFAK here just in case. I might be able to pull that out if I needed to, because I've already got an IFAK on my chest rig, but if I decided not to run a chest rig, then I'd have this IFAK inside of my bag here. Oh, here, it says US Navy retired. That's because I am US Navy retired. There's somebody that came on a video a long time ago and talked shit about me being saying I wasn't retired. Well, guess what? I am United States Navy retired. My retired United States Navy ID says retired on it. So to that dude or anybody else that wants to talk crap, yes, I am United States Navy retired. Then I have some plastic D-rings. These are cheap plastic D-rings. They are not anything special, but if there was something that I wanted to bring back with me that I couldn't get into the backpack, but I wanted to carry it on the backpack itself on the outside, I could hook it up to the MOLLE, and I have these D-rings to be able to hook it up. Next, compass. I do not have the map in here that I was using or that I would be using because I have a stash of maps, and what I would do is I would have the map that of the area that I'd be using. I have a large map, full out map of the Waco area. That's where I currently live, the Waco area. And I would fold it open, or I'd open it up to where I was scavenging at and be able to use a compass if I needed to. I know the area pretty well, but if I got turned around or whatever, I have a compass here to be able to help me out. Now on that map, you need to be able to mark places that you've been or mark places of interest. So that is the reason that you'd want to have that map there. Then I would have, then my last thing in here is I have an extra microphone and earpiece for my Baofeng radio. Yes, Baofeng, you might want to call it crap, but they work. Speaking of marking things, in this pocket here, I have spray paint. In a previous video, I talked about having spray paint. It was in my get home kit. It wasn't that I was carrying spray paint on me. It was so I could be able to spray paint my black bag to be able to blend in if I wanted to before I left. I wouldn't carry that spray paint with me. I would just keep it with my truck or wherever my kit was. So I have this white here. I would keep this on me actually. This is not to camouflage anything. This is to mark different places that I've been, to say, hey, I've been here, there's nothing here. To say, hey, there's stuff here, or hey, there's a cache here. I'm sorry, not cache, a cache here. And you be able to know what's in that building. Now we're gonna go over here. What I have in this pouch is my PVS-14. I have a little cloth around it that helps keep it like a little Faraday cage type thing. Some people want to say that these would be fine if an EMP happened. Well, I'm not going to take any chances, especially on my night vision. And speaking of night vision, the side pocket here, what I have here is my Wilcox mount. I have a J-arm for that Wilcox mount. I don't have a dovetail, so I still have a bayonet J-arm, and the bayonet to J-arm. I'm sorry, bayonet to dovetail connection there. Then I have my headgear, which is just something that would slip over my head to be able to put the Wilcox mount on. That way I don't have to carry around a helmet, and these are actually, it actually works pretty good. I've trained with it a couple times, and I actually kind of like it more than the helmet because it's more comfortable. The only problem is I need to be able to figure a way out to put counterweights on the back because it does kind of weigh down on the front. But this is just in case I'm out at night. In these pouches is batteries. I have an extra battery for the radio. It is actually one of the ones that you just use AA batteries for the radio, and I mean that's pretty nice. AA batteries for the radio, I'm sorry. That is pretty nice to have for the radio, and that way you don't have to worry about charging it. Just a bunch of extra batteries in here and whatnot. Then I have a battery pouch in here, extra battery pouch to be able to charge anything if I wanted to, charging cables here if I needed it. Then we'll go into the main kit here. The main kit, you can strap it down, tighten it down, but look, there's not very much in the actual main kit. It's because I want to bring stuff back. If I am able to fit it into my backpack, then I'm going to put it into my backpack, and that's why I don't have very much in here. Yes, I have an MRE for a meal for the day if I need it. I would put more in if I was going to stay out longer, but that's for what I have there. Then I have 2 magazines of extra subsonic rounds for me for my 300 blackout. In here I have a pretty heavy duty black trash bag. A lot of people say use a contractor's trash bag, but I mean, if you fill up a contractor's trash bag and you're trying to carry that shit back, that is heavy. This is a pretty heavy duty black trash bag. It's actually Simple Human trash bag because we use Simple Human crap here in the house. My wife does, but it is a pretty heavy duty trash bag for what it is, and that way I can carry something if I needed to in there. The last thing that we're going to look at here is I have an extra set of clear safety glasses for if I am out past night, have the safety glasses on me. Then I will have ways to clean glasses and screens or lenses or whatever. I also have this here. This is just a little pull out. That way I don't have to worry about digging into anything if I need something really quickly. Yes, I have multiple ways of doing this, but I mean, Redundancy on something that's really freaking light doesn't really hurt anything, does it? So that's it for the bag. A couple things that you don't see here that I don't have in here is I have some heavy duty gloves. I actually had to use those heavy duty gloves in my chicken coop today. So those are drying out because it's raining outside. Wet leather, I mean, they're wet right now. So, but they are heavy duty leather gloves. Also, like I said, I don't have a map in here, which is something that I would have in here because I have a stack of maps and I would just put in what I need when I would leave. So that is it for the backpack part of this video. Well, that's the end of it. I showed you everything. I really appreciate y'all watching. Do the whole like, share, subscribe thing. Make comments down below on if you think that I've missed something or something that I should add or something that you like that I put in there. It would be greatly appreciated. That helps with the algorithm, me making comments, but please don't be a jerk when you're making comments. I appreciate criticism, I appreciate tips, but I don't appreciate you being a dick. So it'd be great if you just made good comments down below. I also have a way to donate to the channel if you would like to. You don't have to. It's just if it's feel like you want to donate to me, you're more than welcome to, and there's ways below. Well, that's it. Navy Sooner out.